10 extinct sea monsters. Scientists just found alive. Scientists declared them extinct, gone forever. Case closed. But the ocean had other plans. What if I told you that right now, creatures we thought died millions of years ago are still swimming beneath our feet? Not fossils, not bones, alive. Today, we're counting down 10 extinct sea monsters that were found living. Some were hiding in plain sight for decades. Others took the entire scientific community by complete surprise. And the last one, scientists still can't agree on what made it. So stick around, because this list gets stranger with every entry. Number 10. The giant squid. For centuries, sailors swore they'd seen it. A tentacled monster big enough to drag ships underwater. Scientists called it a myth. Sailors were crazy, they said, exaggerating. Then in 2004, a Japanese research team lowered a camera 3,000 feet into the Pacific. What came back changed everything. The first photograph ever taken of a living giant squid in the wild. It was 26 feet long, and it attacked the bait so aggressively, it tore off its own tentacle trying to escape. That single tentacle was over 18 feet long. Scientists had dismissed this creature for centuries. The ocean proved them wrong in a single photograph. But here's the part they don't talk about enough. We still have no idea how big they actually get. The largest ever measured, 43 feet. But deep trawl nets have pulled up sucker scars on sperm whales that suggest something far bigger than that is down there, still waiting to be found. Number 9. The coelacanth. This might be the most embarrassing moment in scientific history. The coelacanth was declared extinct 65 million years ago, right alongside the dinosaurs. Textbooks were written about it. Museums displayed its fossils as relics of a dead world. Then in 1938, a South African museum curator named Marjorie Courtney Latimer spotted something strange in a fisherman's catch. A large, bizarre fish with fleshy, limb-like fins nobody had ever seen before. Scientists examined it, then went completely silent. It was a coelacanth, alive, not evolved, not changed, identical to the 65 million-year-old fossil. It had been hiding in deep underwater caves the entire time. Today we've found 2 living species, but here's the detail that keeps marine biologists up at night. The coelacanth hasn't changed in 400 million years. Whatever is happening in those deep caves, evolution decided it wasn't necessary. And if one extinct species can hide for 65 million years without anyone noticing, what else survived without us ever knowing? Number 8. The megamouth shark, November 15, 1976. A U.S. Navy research vessel off Hawaii pulls up its anchor. Tangled in the chains is something nobody on board can identify. A massive shark, 14 feet long, with a grotesque gaping mouth lined with hundreds of tiny teeth. Nobody on the ship recognized it. Nobody in marine science recognized it. Scientists examined it for months. Their conclusion? This was a completely unknown species of shark. It had clearly existed for millions of years, quietly filtering plankton somewhere in the deep ocean. In all of recorded history, no human being had ever laid eyes on one. They named it the megamouth. Now think about that for a second. The ocean hid a 14-foot shark from the entire human species for millions of years. Not in the Mariana Trench, not in some unexplored abyss. In the Pacific Ocean, the most traveled stretch of water on Earth. If we missed that, what else is watching from just below the surface? Number 7. The frilled shark. Most sharks look like sharks. Streamlined body, dorsal fin, forward-facing teeth. The frilled shark looks like someone stitched a nightmare together from spare parts. It has 300 trident-shaped teeth arranged in 25 rows. Its body is long and eel-like. Its gills fan out in a frill around its neck like a collar designed by something that hates you. Scientists once thought it was long gone. Then in 2007, a Japanese fisherman caught one alive near the surface. It was dying, which is probably the only reason it was seen at all. These creatures live 5,000 feet below the surface and almost never come up. The few footage clips that exist show it moving like a snake, not a fish, jaws opening wide enough to swallow prey whole. Researchers believe it's the real origin of ancient sea serpent legends, a creature so prehistoric, so deeply alien, that sailors who glimpsed one had no language to describe it except monster. It's been unchanged since the age of dinosaurs. It's still down there, and it looks exactly the same. Number 6. The vampire squid. The name alone should tell you everything. The vampire squid was discovered in 1903. Scientists immediately ran into a problem. They couldn't classify it. It's not a squid. It's not an octopus. It carries features of both, plus characteristics found in no other living creature on Earth. It has the largest eyes relative to body size of any animal alive. It lives in the oxygen minimum zone, a layer of ocean so depleted of oxygen that almost nothing else survives there. And it doesn't hunt at all. Instead, it uses long, sticky filaments to catch marine snow, dead organic particles slowly drifting down from the world above. Essentially, it lives in complete darkness, breathes barely any oxygen, and eats death. Scientists originally considered it a rare curiosity. Then they realized it's actually thriving down there, common, comfortable, completely unbothered, living in the zone we had written off as empty. The ocean doesn't care what we decide is uninhabitable, it just keeps going. Number 5. The oarfish. For hundreds of years, sailors on every ocean described the same creature, a massive silver ribbon rising from the sea, with red filaments trailing from its head like a crown of fire. They called it a sea serpent. Scientists shook their heads. Then, in 1997, a U.S. Navy SEAL of California filmed one underwater for the first time in history. It was 23 feet long, and it was hanging perfectly vertical in the water column, motionless, just hovering there in the dark, watching. Oarfish can reach 56 feet, making them the longest bony fish alive. They have no teeth, no stomach acid, they're harmless, but they're almost never seen alive. In Japan, there's a tradition passed down for generations. When oarfish wash ashore, an earthquake is coming. Scientists say there's no proven connection, but in 2011, 20 oarfish beached themselves along Japan's coastline. Days later, the Tohoku earthquake struck, the deadliest in Japan's modern history. Coincidence? Maybe, but Japanese coastal fishermen still watch the waterline after every single sighting. Number 4. The goblin shark. It was 1898. A Japanese fisherman hauled something up from 1,300 feet below that stopped everyone cold. A soft, pale pink shark with a blade-like snout jutting forward and jaws that shot out of its face like a loaded trap springing open. Scientists named it the goblin shark and then waited. For decades, almost nobody saw another one. So rare that nearly everything we know comes from accidental catches. But what we do know is extraordinary. Those jaws extend outward at terrifying speed, snatching prey before it can react. The pink coloration? That's blood vessels showing through skin so thin it's nearly transparent. The snout is packed with electroreceptors that detect electrical fields in complete darkness. In 2014, a massive accidental catch off Florida finally gave scientists a proper look. Most were immediately released back into the deep. They've been down there unchanged for 125 million years, watching, sensing, waiting for something to swim close enough. Number 3. The barrel-eye fish. Imagine walking around with a completely see-through skull. That's the barrel-eye fish. Scientists knew it existed for years, but every specimen brought to the surface had its transparent dome collapse from decompression. So they assumed its strange eyes were fixed permanently, staring straight up. Then in 2004, the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute filmed one alive in its natural habitat for the first time. The footage left researchers speechless. The eyes could rotate, forward, sideways, tracking prey with precision through a completely transparent head, and inside that dome, 2 bright green barrel-shaped eyes glowed like headlights in the dark. Scientists had been wrong about this animal for decades, not because it was rare, not because it was hiding, but because it only reveals its true form in the deep darkness where we couldn't reach it. Which raises the real question: how many other creatures down there only become themselves when no one is watching? Number 2. Helicoprion. For over a century, paleontologists kept finding the same fossil, a spiral of teeth, like a buzzsaw blade preserved in stone. Nobody knew what creature it came from. Nobody even agreed where on the body it was. That debate ran for 100 years. Then in 2013, CT scanning finally gave them the answer. It was a jaw, a circular, rotating jaw that worked like a living chainsaw inside the mouth of a 25-foot shark-like predator. As new teeth grew in, old ones spiraled inward, building that horrifying wheel. Nothing like it has ever existed before or since. But here's the part that should genuinely unsettle you. Its closest living relative, the ghost shark, still swims in the deep ocean today. Unchanged, silent, it never left. It was just waiting for us to stop looking in the wrong places. Number 1. The bloop. In 1997, underwater hydrophones operated by NOAA across the Pacific Ocean detected the loudest biological sound ever recorded. So powerful it was picked up by sensors 5,000 kilometers apart simultaneously. Scientists called it the bloop. At the time, they stated clearly that it matched the acoustic profile of a living creature, but no known animal could produce a sound that intense. Not a blue whale, not a sperm whale, Nothing in the catalog. The source was triangulated to a single point near the Mariana Trench, the deepest place on the surface of this planet. Speculation erupted worldwide. Eventually, NOAA issued a revised statement. It was probably an icequake, glaciers fracturing beneath the surface. Marine biologists pushed back hard. The frequency, the pattern, the profile. It matched biology, not geology. We've explored less than 0.01% of the Mariana Trench. The pressure at the bottom is 1,000 times what exists at the surface. Nothing with a camera has ever returned from the deepest zones with usable footage of what lives there. And in 1997, something in that darkness produced the loudest sound in recorded ocean history, ice breaking apart, or something so large it can call across an entire ocean. The bloop was never recorded again, but the hydrophones are still running, still listening, still waiting. The ocean hasn't revealed its worst secrets yet. Subscribe, because the next one might not be extinct.